I have 10 things that I noticed and I observed from my Winter Wash and Go Protective Styling Challenge for 2019. How are you today? I am so happy to be back. It is Thursday. Today is the first day of spring, March 21st, and I'm so excited that we have completed our 3-month challenge about our hair. All of the winter protective styling, winter wash and go challenge ends today. I really want to see and hear everything that you have done and where you started and where you ended, however you mark that for yourself. I guess we all have weird ways of marking it, and some of us are very detailed, and we actually have inches and all of that. Depending on your lifestyle, like me, you may not have done the inches exactly the way some people could do. Maybe you just know by looking in the mirror, or you'll know by your pictures or videos or things like that. So if you have before and after pictures, please go to the link and email me your name on Facebook, and let's share that on our Facebook page where we can discuss anything that have to do with hair or anything that pertains to our YouTube channel. That's one thing. Or you can go ahead and just describe it in the comments section, okay? Just go ahead and just describe it. Say hi to us. So if you're still you had to restart and you really had to kind of get back on track and you need to go longer than the 21st, just give us a wave saying, look, I'm in, but I'm still going and I'm not done with my 3-month challenge. And if you've completed it, but you really don't feel like writing anything, you're kind of a quiet person, then put a thumbs up, meaning I did it and I'm very happy with my results, okay? If you are someone who loves to talk like me and you don't feel uncomfortable writing, go ahead and write as much as you want to write about your challenge. I guess one good paragraph is fine. I just want to know how you started. What did you do? Did you do a winter wash and go? Or did you do a winter protective styling challenge where it was a traditional protective style? And if you're new to my channel, I am calling my winter wash and go a protective style because of the coating of the gel. That is why I cast my hair with gel. And if you've seen any of my older videos, even my welcome video, you can see it. There's a heavy cast, and that's what I do on the cold, brittle winter days to make sure that each strand and all of my hair is coated and protected from the elements. Anything like this would be because I feel like it's warm enough, but I have to tell you, we're going into a different season that can also affect your hair. Every season has something because we're in the spring, and I feel like it's drying my hair out more because of the wind. You can kind of get a winter spring day, kind of like a windy day that's chilly out. It's supposed to be spring, but it's chilly. So I've had those days, and that wind in my hair I'm not crazy about because it's drying out all my moisture in my hair. So that's another thing I have to protect. Then the other day, the sun was beaming on my head and I had to put on my scarf and I look like a movie star from back in the day. So you have to keep up the challenge. Keep it going for the rest of the year. Don't end it just because we're done with our challenge, but it's a nice kickoff for you to continue to take care of your hair in every season, okay? But I'm here right now because I want to tell you how my challenge went based on my way of measuring, which is really not very quantitative, but it is more qualitative. It's kind of the way that I've seen it based on my videos and based on my little way of finding out how I do it. With all that I have to do, I haven't really been very quantitative with it. My way of doing it is more observational based on what I know about my hair at this point. So I use like a piece of my hair and that's my judge. I use that as my judgment. I know you're supposed to do different parts of your hair, but I kind of know my hair and I can sense when it's doubled in length. I'm also like that with the body. I'm really good with reading the body and just looking at things and how they are growing or if they're shrinking or anything like that. So I'm kind of using that. I will try for the next challenge to be more quantitative for you, okay, so that it helps you. But this is where we are today. So anyway, I want to tell you how my challenge was going and share with you what my observation was. I have 10 things that I noticed and I observed from my winter wash and go protective styling challenge for 2019. Okay, so go ahead and share yours when I'm done or whenever you want to, and I'm gonna go ahead and share mine. Okay, here we go. So the first one that I noticed is the overall challenge for me was to prove that I can make it through the winter with a wash and go. And I did. And if you're wondering how I did that, once again, I used my gel cast. I used all my products, and this time I added the honey in my leave-in, and that helped with the cast. And I had a heavier cast when it was really brittle and cold out, and I made it lighter when it wasn't. You can just imagine that today is not really, really cold out, but it was windy out. So that's gonna probably alter my routine slightly in terms of the dressing and what I put on it or how I protect it. So that's number one. Number two, I think I figured out the protein moisture balance that we all probably need, but it fits my routine and it worked. And that is, if I can share just shortly, and then I can always get deeper in it in talking more about this in another video, which is monthly do your protein treatment, which mine would be the henna, weekly do your deep conditioning, and daily do your moisturizing. So what those things are that you would use, that's something that you can decide based on trial and error and finding out what your hair needs, and the how to get those things in your hair. That's also has to do with your hair. We can do a whole video on that. I've done plenty of videos in the past, but I can do an updated one. Okay, so number three, keep it simple, sweetie. K.I.S.S. So basically, what I learned is that I found a routine that worked for me. I did that I'm asking you to do, is do your trial and error. So I've done all of that, made it through my setback, and I found a routine. And I can link it here if you haven't seen it by now. And that's the routine I use now. And what I learned was, once you found your routine that works, stick to it. So that's what I learned from this challenge. I stuck with my routine for the most part. I basically just kept that routine going. And it worked for me. And that taught me that I don't need all these other things out there. And it brought back memories of videos of girls, of women who had hair that was very long, and they would say videos like, I don't do much to it. I just remember feeling like, is that the answer? And basically, what is a protective style? You're not doing much with it. So I think if we can get a routine that does that and has all the elements it needs to have, but is kind of more simplified, I think it'll be better for our hair. So that was what I learned. Number four, what I learned was the coats and hats and scarves and all the things, the pillowcases and the things that you use on your hair in your lifestyle, they must protect your hair in every situation. So you need to adjust to the environment inside and out. And I did that, and I think that it really helped me. So when I say that, I mean, what does my hair need when I go outside in the cold weather if it's really cold? So it needs to be a cast. Maybe it's not enough to have a cast. Maybe between coming out of my home and getting into the car, I need to put my hood on. Maybe I'm going to be walking outside longer, so now I need to put a hat on. Or I need to put a scarf on, something that's because it's taking me longer to get out of the cold. If I'm inside and there's heat blowing at my hair, I need to cover it. If I'm sitting where there's cloth, I need to cover it. If I have on this, sometimes I will put something else here so that my hair is not touching this cloth here. So whatever the environment is, inside or out, or whatever you're doing, you're constantly protecting your hair. I've said that for a very long time. This challenge, I really made sure I did that. I really did. So that was what I learned works, number four. So number five, all the rest of them have to do with my actual hair itself. So before I started the challenge, it was still in this tapered cut because I was trying to have the long back catch up. I wanted to cut more of the back of my hair so that the crown area can catch up. So it was more tapered in the back and it was more full on the top. I noticed that my hair grew because it is full everywhere now. So I can see a growth. I think I might have grown to at least 2.5 to 2 inches in this time. I don't know how that's possible, but I have a way that I measure, and I'll show that with you. At least 2 inches, I believe I grew. Okay, and these are the ways I know that my hair grew. I see the fullness of it. That's number 5. Number 6, the crown is much longer. It has more than doubled the length that it was when I started the challenge. It was beginning to show growth when we went into the challenge, but I have visual growth, and I can show you more with the numbers to come. Okay, so I know the crown grew. The back's definitely grown. And the way that I measure my hair growing is I take this piece here, and it's dry, and I shouldn't be combing through it while it's dry. So I'm going to be as delicate as I can. Okay. And this is that spot, this bone right here. It has always been the spot that I use this little piece to measure. Okay. It's got, like, I can't see it from looking into the camera, so I can't tell. I think it's about a 1/2 inch that it needs to get there. Okay. When I first started my journey, I was measuring this the whole time. And I remember it was here, and then I did this special treatment, and it went down here, and then I remember almost passing there, and I was almost at our armpit length. And then that's when I started having issues with the setback, and then it didn't happen. So when I cut it, it didn't get to my armpit length. So when I cut it, I remember thinking, oh my goodness, I'm way up here with this piece. And I was like, oh well, I got a long way to go, but that's okay. The end of the challenge, I'm back here again. That's how I've measured my hair. I've always been doing it that way. This is just the piece I always use. I know different parts of my hair I'm supposed to be using. So this is the piece where I measure here. Then I'll take the front, and usually I go under my chin. I see how long that's going, and it's not straight long enough, but it's usually like a little bit under my chin, but lately it's been going really far under. So this one's like, I don't know which one this one is, but these really go far under my chin right now. This like my neck. I'm touching my neck right now. So that tells me a lot. I can tell how long this is because I remember it was so short. It was like half this length when I cut it. So all around, I'm thinking 2 to 2.5 inches my hair has grown. So the back of my hair is straighter than my crown, so it always looks like it's longer. It may be growing faster and it may be longer, I'm not sure. But I know that it's always straighter, and this is always kinkier, and it grows slower possibly, and this one goes faster, I'm not sure. But I'm constantly trying to catch up, and it's already starting to look like this is starting to grow out of this. But I'm gonna let it do that and see what happens. Because the crown's working so well, I'm not going to cut the back again to catch up, because I think I can work with it. I think there's a way that I'm going to make it let it keep growing. So that would be number 7. The back is growing really long. The other way I know that my hair is growing from the especially from the challenge is when I first began the challenge, when I did my banding. I remember saying to myself, I know what I'm going to do when I do my banding. If I'm doing, every time I have to add another Ouchless band, that would tell me my hair grew. Right? So the front I had black, and I always had 2, I think, here and here. And in the back I only had 1. Now I have 3 here, 3 here, 3 bands, that is. I do 1 band, a second one. Even in my wash day, I think I only did 2 bands. Now I'm at 3 bands here, 3 bands here, and today last night I did 3 bands in the back. So that's telling me my hair is growing based on the bands that I have to put in my hair. That's how I've been using it. That's number 8. So that's one of the ways I'm knowing my hair is growing. This is just a little extra thing that I just observed, is that I haven't been needing apple cider vinegar. Well, I'm going to put it back in my hair, but I haven't figured out how to rinse it out, what step, how to use it. Because if we don't have a problem with sealing our hair with low porosity hair, because our problem is lifting the cuticles, opening the doors of the cuticles. So basically it always wants to stay sealed. And if that's the case, maybe it doesn't need help, And apple cider vinegar usually helps it. I was using it for the pH balance also, and for cleaning it and all that. But I stopped using it for sealing because I thought, I probably don't need help with sealing it. And then I got to get the smell out, and how do I do that? And so I just skipped that step altogether. And I guess for my number 9, I learned that I don't need apple cider vinegar. My hair is growing fine without it. So I think I might let that be. When I do my protein treatment, I probably do it once a month. because I still like apple cider vinegar. I think it's great for the scalp, to really clean the scalp and really get it clean. I really like that. And so number 10, this is something that I'm told that I shouldn't do it. I'm going against the grain. Two things. People say don't do wash and goes. Definitely don't do it during the winter. And then I literally have decided I have a hard time doing the banding once a week and then doing a touch-up once in the middle of the week. So that's twice a week. I don't know what it is, but I can't do it. I have to band my hair every night. So right now, I'm banding my hair every night, and it seems to be working. Yes, I do see breakage sometimes, a minimum of breakage. I have decided that I'd rather have my hair stretched all the time than to let it be in a shrunken state and then try to detangle it and have all that hair. I do not shed a lot. So that's the interesting thing. Because I band my hair every night, for the most part, I might skip a night or two here and there just to give my hair a break. And when I do my overnight treatment, hot oil treatment, pre-poo, then I don't band it. I just leave it alone, let it just breathe. And sometimes I'll do that. But for the most part, I do band it. And what number 10 is that the banding that I do and my routine and everything, it is such a convenient routine and style that it works so well with my, I consider, glamorous lifestyle where I need to look camera ready all the time. What I love about it, number 10, what I love about my challenge that I learned is that it works. My banding is working, my hair is growing, I'm retaining length. I see some breakage, and usually it's because my hair is dry. When I have allowed my hair to get dry, that's when I see the breakage. I don't think it's the banding, it's the dryness more than anything. That's the first thing. And I do oil my ends whenever I use my Ouchless bands. But what I'm loving about my routine and what I've learned is that I'm able to have this acting, dancing, fitness lifestyle with this style. I mean, I could be working out for an hour and it would look like this. It doesn't get shrunken up. It looks pretty. I mean, I went years wearing a weave and my hair is like a weave. Like I can wear my hair like this and I performed for 3.5 hours sweating, dancing, and it looked basically like this when I was done. I attribute it to my gel, which is amazing. The fact that I have a little bit of my leave-in conditioner in there, and it's really keeping it from being shrunken up. My hair does not shrink up. It's set really nicely, and it fits my lifestyle perfectly. If I have an event to go to, if I know for sure that I have to have a decent look the next day, all I have to do is just band my hair, make sure I band it nicely, and that I moisturize it really well and I do a great job. I've even noticed lately with the length, because of the length that it's growing, and I have some length now, that even when the back is still too moisturized and it still has moisture in it, that I'll do my fan a little bit and it still has some length. It still looks good enough. And you know what? I'm not afraid of some moisture because I want the moisture. I know I'm going to get dry. My hair's going to get dry throughout the day. And because I have a little length, I can afford a little shrinkage. So I learned, I'm loving my routine so far. It worked during the winter. I will adjust it for the spring and all the wind. And I will adjust it for the summer and the fall. But I am going to keep it in this family because it's working, and that is really a big deal for me. So I will keep you posted on if anything goes wrong, but this is something that is a keeper. I'm really excited about my routine and the wash and go, the way I'm doing the wash and go, because I don't just do a wash and go, I do a banding wash and go basically. This is not my natural curl pattern. It's actually stretched. And you've seen my natural curl pattern, I think. But one of these days I'll just post a picture of it when I'm doing my hot oil treatment. And you'll see my tiny little curls. And before I started banding, it's in my headshots also. You probably see it. It's actually in my intro video, the last picture. Those are my curls. And this is my hair when it's banded. So I just want to give you the 10 things that I learned from the challenge about my hair, which I'm so glad I learned because it's helping me realize that I'm on the right track. And these are choices I made, and I needed to go trial and error to see if it's working. And if I keep doing it the way I'm doing it, with the things that I'm using and how I'm doing it, I think I can continue to do this. As my hair gets longer, I'm advised to really be even more delicate with it, because when you have longer hair, it's older, the ends are older, and they're more delicate, and they can get tangled easier, which I'm noticing. And so you do need to adjust and make sure that you take care of your ends and you're not manipulating it very much. But just so you know, this banding is a big deal for me, because I literally put this in 3 bands, 3 bands, 3 bands, go to bed, put oil at the ends to make sure that I protected the ends, and undo the bands and go like this, guys. I mean, seriously. I can either have it be casted and tighter, or I can fluff it and make it bigger. I mean, manipulating my hair, I mean, please, that's low manipulation as far as I'm concerned. I don't comb it when I put in the bands at night. So very low manipulation for me. And it works for me and my lifestyle as an actress, as a public figure, as somebody who performs and has to kind of look good at all times. Last minute, I may have to do something. You know, I have been on the red carpet, and the weave was what I relied on. My hair is reliable now, praise the Lord. One more thing that I didn't even put here is that I've been spending more time saying thank you to the Lord every single time. I mean, the smallest blessing I get in my hair, I say thank you to Jesus. And I encourage you to do that. And I feel like I'm blessed more when I do. And I think you should do that in everything in your life. I'm in this grateful place. Lately, that's where I'm at. And including with my hair. And I think I want to encourage you to start another challenge in the spring, where you take my tiny things and say thank you to the Lord for it. And I want you to see the increase that you're going to get in everything that you're waiting for. So I will see you next week. In the meantime, look for some bonus videos, because I'm getting ready to give you a juicing recipe, okay? And it's going to be a juicing recipe with celery, because I'm hearing about celery being great for you. So I'm going to be doing that really soon. Look for those bonus videos. Anyway, I love you so much. Keep Jesus a part of your journey. Well, I'll see you in the next video. God bless you. Bye. As if my nails have distracted you, that's good. These are my spring nails, guys. I'm saying spring, get here. You know that time of year where spring's like not sure if it wants to stay or not? Well, this is me saying, please come. So I decided to go bright, and I really like them. Slightly coffined. So anyway, I love you guys so much, and I just wanted to tell you all that.